Hello, hello. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinya dati patratama, patratvata dhanam mapnoti, dhana dharmam tatha sukham. This powerful slok tells us knowledge brings humility, humility brings worthiness, worthiness leads to wealth, wealth enables righteousness, and righteousness brings happiness. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Aditya Raj, Junior Student Manager at BIM HRD with a focus on marketing skills.
And I'm Dini Bhadoria, Junior Student Manager at PIMHRD specializing in marketing skills.
And
And
we
we
are
are
the
the
master
master
of
of
the
our
ceremony
ceremony
of
of
this
this
session.
session.
With great joy and deep respect, we welcome our esteemed dignitaries, faculty members, and fellow student managers. Your presence will turn this event into celebration of ideas. And today, we have honors of hosting a speaker whose word will surely inspire and inform us.
Let us commence this memorable event with a gesture of warmth and honor. I would now like to invite Junior Student Manager Nancy Agrawal to kindly present a bouquet to our distinguished guest, symbolizing our deep respect and heartfelt thank you. Welcome.
Now, allow me to take a moment to highlight the remarkable journey of Sri Balaji University, Pune, an institution built on the pillars of discipline, determination, and dedication. At SBUP, we don't just learn, we transform. Our university stands as a catalyst in shaping industry ready professionals by blending academic rigor with real time corporate exposure. Be it through structured mentoring, soft skill development, or the ethos of learning by doing, every student manager is groomed to lead, not just to work. Our success is not just defined by rankings, but by the consistent impact we make. With a placement track record that speaks volumes and collaborations that open global doors, SBUP truly embodies the spirit of future focused education.
Adding to that pride, I would like to share some recent privilege that shine a light on our excellence. Sri Balaji University Pune has been recognized as the #1 private university in Maharashtra and Western India. It proudly holds the fourth rank among all private universities in India. Among the top 100 B schools in India, SBUP stands at rank 9 and rank 12 overall. In placements, we are among the top 13 B schools in India and hold an impressive 7th rank among private institutions. These milestones reflect not only our credibility but also our continuous commitment to nurturing young minds into capable, confident, and compassionate professionals.
Absolutely, Rainy. I do agree. At this point, I would like to invite Junior Student Manager Nandini Agrawal to come forward and formally introduce our distinguished guest to the audience.
So, good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Nandini Agarwal from Gujarat, Junior Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, specializing in marketing, would like to extend my warm welcome to Ms. Deepti KS. We were honored to have Deepti ma'am with us today. With over 12 years of rich experience in human resources across both MNCs and startups, ma'am brings a unique blend of strategic foresight and hands-on execution. Her expertise spans HR business partnering, HR technology, HR operations across diverse industries and geographies. She has led two thriving HR communities, engaging with more than 1,000 HR professionals, and regularly speaks at prestigious institutions such as NIT Meghalaya, SIBM Bengaluru, Thapar Institute, and international platforms like Skyline University, Nigeria. Additionally, ma'am has been featured on The Shape of Work, Middle Earth HR, and Junior School of Business. Her monthly newsletter, Passion for HR, reaches over 5,000 subscribers, and she continues to mentor professionals via TopMate, where she is recognized as a top-rated HR mentor. Since 2023, ma'am has been mentoring individuals during her free time, helping them with bold career shifts job transitions, and professional growth. As part of the leadership team at Mirar.com, ma'am spearheaded HR and admin, setting culture and strategic foundations. She led a team of HR PBs for over 600 employees and drove employer branding efforts at Apply.ai, attracting 20 plus companies within a month. Her early career included a project on the HR excellence model at L&T, showcasing her commitment to learning and innovation in HR. We are truly honored to have you here as our guest speaker today. Your deep knowledge and commitment to people management will surely inspire and benefit our community. It is with great pleasure that I now hand over the stage to you, ma'am.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. A little more happily. I know all of you are here post-lunch, and I know how tough it is. I was once an MBA student, and I recently again completed my senior management program from IIM Udaipur, so I understand how difficult it is to be on that side of the table. So can we say good afternoon to each other with a little bit of a smile and more warmth? Try once more. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. So here I am. I'm going to take you through a journey of building corporate resilience through the power of soft skills. How many of you are really interested in this topic? Like honest answers. Hands up if you're interested. And it's okay if you have your hands down. My idea is to ensure that by the end of this session, this creates an impact for you. That's about it. So just as my introduction was said, I come with over 12 years of work experience. I predominantly work in HR, and I'm currently associated with a B2B SaaS pricing firm called Vendavo in the capacity of people and culture business partner for India, and helping the company grow from about 49, 50 people when I joined to about 100 people and more by the end of this particular year. And I'm really excited to be amongst you all. It's my pleasure that I'm here, though you may have heard it from multiple guest speakers who come and say, I'm humbled, I'm happy, I'm grateful, but I'm really, really that I get this opportunity to speak with all of you on a topic that I think I resonate with and I think should make a lot of sense to you as well, because this is going to be your reality a couple of years down the line when you're going to step into the corporate workforce. So with that, let me quickly get started. Okay, where am I supposed to point it? Okay, so this is again me, an HR professional, mentor and a mother. And this is the current organization I'm associated with. This is where I've completed my senior management program from very recently. When I say very recently, 2 days ago. And this is where I've done my MBA from, which is SIBM Bangalore in HR. Okay, so time for a quick pop quiz. Okay, so raise your hand if you have faced a rejection recently. Okay, very nice. Anything, professional, personal, you pursued someone, they said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in you. You pursued an opportunity work-wise, they said, sorry, we have better candidates. Once more, hands up. Okay, quite a few of you, okay? Next up, you have had to work with someone really difficult. Wow, I see more hands going up for this. So there are people you perceive as difficult, okay? All right. So why did I ask you these questions, right? Let me add another question to it. And anyone, can we have mics in the audience? Is there someone who can give a mic in the audience? When you meet someone, what is the first thing you notice about them? Eyes, okay? Personality, shoes, okay? Facial expression, behavior, okay? Body language, okay? Smile, okay? So how many of these do you think are like features, and how many of these things do you think are skills? So for example, your mouth is a feature in your face, but what you do with your mouth is a skill. So if you smile, that's a skill. If you frown, that's also a skill, right? And where soft skills come into picture is in terms of how are you really exercising them to ensure that people are noticing you, right? And that's pretty much what we are going to cover in this particular session, right? So let me quickly get started with some facts. So 85% of job success comes from soft skills. Carnegie Institute says that, right? And it's a fact. Whether you believe it or you don't, whether you think that AI is going to be our master, we're going to be its slaves, whether you think that robots are going to rule the world and Terminator is going to be not a movie any longer, but going to be reality of our lives, or Black Mirror is going to be a reality of our lives. I'm not sure if you've watched either of them or both of them. But with that being said, 85% of the job success, it absolutely, hands down, comes from soft skills. And we're going to see that you're not just going to sit there and smile and think, okay, what is she really talking about? She's going to talk about maybe for 20, 30 minutes and then she'll go. No, we're going to participate in this, whether you like it or you don't, okay? So, so AI is automating hard skills, but not emotional intelligence, right? So one of the very recent anecdote that I can think of is people have been asking AI for dating-related advice, right? They've also been asking AI for therapy to combat depression, loneliness, and things like that. So while AI says a lot of good flowery things that I completely understand you, I understand the position where you are speaking from, don't be hard on yourself and all that, it still doesn't possess the emotional intelligence to understand you as a person. It is generically stating whatever it is stating based on whatever little data you've given about yourself. It doesn't know your deep secrets. It doesn't know who you actually are. It doesn't know what inspires you, what are your likes, what are your dislikes. It doesn't know anything of that sort, right? And that is why AI can only automate hard skills. It cannot automate emotional intelligence, okay? So let's try and understand what is corporate resilience. So before I go with the answers, anyone in the audience who wants to take a stab at it and tell me, what do you think corporate resilience is? And it's okay if you have the wrong answers. I just want to know if you understand what is corporate resilience. Anyone? Any brave person who can put their hand up and take an attempt at it? We have a class full of brave folks. What happened to you? One answer. What is corporate resilience? No wrong answers. It's okay. Even if you're wrong, that's totally fine. I want someone to be brave enough to volunteer and say, hey, I want to answer this question. No? Yes. Can you please give the mic to this brave lady? And I want to know your name, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Anvesha.
Anvesha.
Yeah. So, in a brief meaning about corporate resilience is the consistency one should have to be like continue in the corporate.
Okay, so the consistency with which one should be able to continue in the corporate world, that is what you think corporate resilience means. Thank you very much. Anyone else who wants to take a stab at it? I want one boy to answer. Till the time a boy answers, I'm not moving forward. Okay, I see a hand going up. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, the ability to tolerate
Your
the.
name first.
Ma'am, I'm Pranjal Singh
Pranjal. Okay,
from
hi.
BIMM Marketing. I think corporate resilience means the ability to tolerate the corporate pressure.
Ability to tolerate the corporate pressure. Okay, well, good. Close enough, I think. So let's take a look at what it actually means, right? So corporate resilience is all about bouncing forward and not just backwards. So there'll be times in the corporate world when you'll feel like the whole world is against you, you're going to fail miserably, and there's going to be no scope for you, no dreams of yours which are going to come true, right? How do you really bounce back from a situation like that? So think of it like a rubber band, right? You will have to stretch, 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 but if you stretch beyond a point, it will break, right? So at what point will you stop stretching and will you say, yes, this is pretty much where I will take a pause and move ahead in my life? So that is all about corporate resilience, that despite whatever noise you see around yourself with people telling you, no, this doesn't work, no, you are not good enough, no, this job is just not made for you, how do you propel yourself forward, right? So these are some classic examples. Anyone knows what that is? Everyone knows, right? So it's a very good example of corporate resilience. These are actually company examples, right? When the lead content issue happened, and everyone thought Maggie will be off the shelves because it was being appreciated by everyone throughout the years, and you had other competitors in the market like Yippee, Nissan, everyone ready to grab that market space. Maggie still came back and hit on nostalgia, and it was almost a company that was going to be written off. Not really a company, because Nestle as a company wasn't really being written off, but as a product it was going to be written off, and it bounced back, right? So in a way, it demonstrated corporate resilience from the company side in terms of how to come back as an organization. Another example, Air India, right? And Air India, we are yet to see what unfolds, but one of the things that they did really well during the crisis management is how they offered compensation to the victims' families which were affected. And that was a huge sum that they rolled out in a bid to ensure that they prioritize the well-being and the safety of the flyers, of their staff, everyone put together over the corporate profits. They also, I think, cut down on 15% of their aircrafts to ensure that they went into like proper inspection, and that is why a lot of their flights were affected, both international and domestic. But that's another classic example of corporate resilience, wherein they just didn't sit about and whine, or they didn't like sit in a space wherein they didn't pay attention. They actually took things, they took charge of things, and they made something out of it, which was appreciated across. Again, the turnaround is yet to be seen, but from the way they've reacted, it's pretty positive. What's this? Windows, Microsoft, right? So Microsoft, while notoriously now laying off people, but under Satya Nadella, where Microsoft was only known for Windows, kind of did a huge revamp and came up with a plethora of products that we use today. So Microsoft Copilot is one of them that we use today, which was launched under Satya Nadella, right? That is another classic example of corporate resilience, wherein a company which is known only for a specific thing and people didn't know it for anything else, it kind of went and reinvented itself and said, you know what max can happen? Let me try again, let me experiment. At max, I'll fail again, that's fine. But the cost of not trying is much higher than the cost of failing, okay? So any other examples from the audience side? Anything that you think is a classic, good example of corporate resilience from a company's perspective? Anyone, and any example. Like I said, nothing is a silly example, nothing is a wrong or right example. We have a hand going up here. Yes, you may stand, please. Apple, okay. Why do you say so? Hmm. Very nice. What's your name? Parul Deshmukh. Thank you. Give her a huge round of applause. I think we should have given it to the earlier ones as well, Anvesha and Pranjal, right? If I have not forgotten your names. But we will give a round of applause to anyone who answers, okay? And remind me if I don't. Anyone else who wants to give a nice example? A boy. Oh, okay. I see a hand going up here. Yes. Name first, please. Sorry? Shruth. Okay. Okay. Black Rock. Okay. Why do you say so? Hmm. Okay. Very nice. That's a good example. Can we give him a huge round of applause? Okay. So this side is super participative. I need 2 more people from that side, otherwise we don't move forward. And then you have to sit in these chairs and whine about why is she really like trying to control our lives. 2 people from that side, no one from this side. 2 people from that side, 1 boy, 1 girl. Who's going to take a hit for the team? By the way, these are again soft skills. I'm demonstrating to you how soft skills work. If you closely observe. 1 boy, 1 girl. Can I pick up, I like certain people's, the color of outfits they've chosen. Can I pick up like that? Can I? Okay, I see his hand going up. Yes, your name, please. Sorry?
My name is Kisle.
Sorry?
Kisle.
Kisle.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I get it right?
Kisle Waren, ma'am.
Kislay?
A.
Okay, Kisle. Okay, yes.
Crafton, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Crafton, company.
Crafton, okay. Sorry. You have to be louder for me. Okay, Crafton, why?
Because we all know PUBG PC was about to be closed on. All of its servers were about to close on, but they came back with their new ideas, and now it is still one of the top most selling and
BGMI and
yeah.
you play BGMI?
No, ma'am. I
No?
play PC version.
Okay, got it. By the way, the head of people operations at Crafton is a good friend. I'll let him know. Thank you very much. Huge round of applause for Kisle. Okay, I want 1 girl. Come on. Who's the girl who's... Okay, I see a hand going up there. Your name first, please. Sorry? Kavleen. Okay, Kavleen, hi. Okay. Can you be more specific, elaborate so that the audience also knows what? Okay, okay. So they came out of that situation is what you're trying to say. Okay, great. Claps. All right, now are you being participative? I like the crowd now. Good, good. This is what I'm expecting, and I want every time a new person to answer, okay? Same people don't answer again. Okay. So soft skills is a superpower. So if anyone closely observed, there are about how many people? 6 or 7 people who have answered till now. What is the soft skill that you picked up from them? Confidence, okay? What else? Communication, okay? What else? Leadership. What else? Willpower, okay? Initiating, okay? Sorry? Decision making, okay? So now you're understanding how important soft skills in general are, right? These are the people, when I asked a class full of, I don't know how many of you are here, but when I asked you all, there were just a handful of people who raised their hand and they said, we will speak. We have the confidence. Whether we have the confidence or not, we don't know. But they took the onus, the leadership, the ownership to kind of get their message across, right? And that is why soft skills are a superpower, and you had it on display right here in this very session, okay? So these are some of the soft skills that are extremely important in today's times. Can anyone explain what empathy means? Do you understand what empathy means? Yes, I see a hand going up there, the gentleman. Your name first. Harish. Anish. Okay. Absolutely correct. Big, huge round of applause for Anish. So empathy is about putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Just like I was able to put myself in your shoes and say, hey, I know, it's after lunch sessions are extremely boring. I understand it's very difficult to stay awake. It is very difficult to refrain oneself from passing comments on the person on the other side. I've been there, I've done that. Now, can you do the same thing for me? Can you put yourselves in my shoes and think how easy or difficult it is to speak to a crowd like this, right? That is empathy, okay? Adaptability, who's going to tell me this meaning? Adaptability. Yes. Devam. Hi. How to change according to the situation. Absolutely correct. Can you please give him a huge round of applause? Please take a seat. Right? So, adaptability, especially extremely crucial in today's times. Today, you're working very happily in a job. You're like, I'll log in tomorrow. Tomorrow, HR gives you a call, says, Tata bye-bye. AI has taken your job. Right? What do you do in a situation like that? Now you can curse the organization, you can say, oh my God, bad luck, you can say, oh my God, what did I do wrong? All that aside, you have to be adaptable. You have to think fair after I've processed my emotions of anger, rage, sadness, disappointment, whatever it is. What do I move to next? Right? And that is why changing according to that situation is extremely important, which is why adaptability is extremely important in today's times. Of course, empathy still beats adaptability because once you're empathetic, you will get to discover a different side of yourself. You'll become more self-aware. So by default, you become more adaptable, right? But adaptability is a very, very crucial soft skill in today's times, okay? Conflict resolution. How many of you have had you keep having conflicts? A lot. Okay, very honest hands going up. Like it, love it. Okay, great. So what do you think conflict resolution means? Solving the conflict. Okay, okay. Can you be more specific? Can someone give me a more specific, nuanced definition of conflict resolution? Come to a common conclusion. Very good. It can also be creating win-win scenarios for each other or meeting each other midway. यार तू थोड़ा इतना कर दे, मैं थोड़ा इतना कर लेता हूँ, चलो यार सॉल्व करते हैं अब इसको. इतना झगड़ा करके किसी का दिमाग, सबका दिमाग खराब होना है. मेरे को पिक्चर देखने जाना है. I can't do all this, right? So conflict resolution is basically arriving at outcomes which are beneficial for both the parties, right? In a very polite, respectful manner. Right? And again, a very, very crucial skill because corporate workplace is full of conflicts. You will always have your tempers flying. You will always feel that the other team doesn't know anything. Right? You are in marketing, you feel HR team ko kuch nahi aata. Usko bas everyone wants to look good and come to office. Right? HR team will feel finance ko kuch nahi aata. They just want to keep the money with themselves, don't want to give to the company. Tech team is like, I am very happy with my laptop, why do people even have to talk to me, right? So you will see conflicts at every nook and corner of the corporate world, and that's why it's very important that you have to resolve conflicts in an amicable manner, which is by creating win-win scenarios in a polite and respectful manner, okay? Communication, who's going to tell me this definition? What is communication in your opinion? Yes. Okay, exchange of ideas between two people. Sorry, you didn't tell me your name. How can you sit? You're not exchanging ideas if you're not telling me your name. Pranav. Okay, thanks. Yeah, see? Now the ideas are getting exchanged. Okay. Who else? Can someone else? Yes. You've given an answer. No, I want someone else to give an answer. Yes. Sneha, hi. Sharing personal opinions to others. Okay, fair enough? Yes? Okay, these are your batchmates. It's okay if you don't clap for me, at least clap for each other. Okay, all right. Anyone else? Now this side has suddenly become quiet. Should I like refocus on this side? Anyone from this side who wants to give me two definitions of communication? Yes. You have not spoken earlier. Prakshi. Okay. Okay, making others understand your views. Okay, fair enough. Okay. One more from this side. Anyone? Okay. I see a hand going up there. Sandeep, hi. Very nice. Okay, sharing thoughts, feelings, information, conversation. Okay. So communication is essentially that, right? Like ensuring that your message gets across to the other person. So I have a question for you, a basic question, right? If I'm a communicator and you are the people who are listening, and if the message doesn't get across, whose mistake is it? Both. Okay. So usually, whoever said yours is actually correct. The onus of communication rests on the person who's communicating, right? The other person who's the recipient may or may not choose to absorb that information. It is up to the person who's communicating to ensure that it gets sent across in the right way. So whoever said yours, that's correct. So if I am an effective, the moment you'll call me an effective communicator, if I'm able to get my message across the right way to you. The moment I don't, I will stop being an effective communicator for you. Okay? So communication is essentially that, and not just how well do you speak English, how well is your grammar. No. But one part of communication that again is very important is how well do you articulate, right? Can you use the proper examples, the proper data when you're speaking to someone, right? Can you draw references from any past experiences, any anecdotes, anything to share from that perspective, right? Growth mindset. Can someone explain what is the difference between fixed mindset and growth mindset? Yes. Your name first. Sorry? Shivam. Okay. Okay.
A creative mind and it focus on more growth and development.
Very good. That's a very good explanation. Huge round of applause. Okay, someone else also wanted to give me a definition. Who was that person? Yes. You've spoken earlier. Okay. Someone else who hasn't spoken. I heard a girl say ma'am. This side, who wants to go with? Yes. Hi, Ashika.
Having a fixed mindset means you are not open to opinions and others' views rather than putting your limited mindset to it. And growth mindset is you are open to others' opinions and understanding what world and the customers are trying to make you do.
Got it. Okay, good. Huge round of applause. So, in layman terms to say, fixed mindset is, this speaker is very boring. Fixed mindset. I can't do anything about it. Growth mindset is, this speaker is very boring till now. We'll see as time passes, right? Which means you're open to changing your perception about things, which means you're open to changing your thoughts about a certain thing that, or a certain hypothesis which you assumed to be true in your mind from the very beginning, okay? So this is the difference between fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Teamwork. Teamwork. Yes. Sorry? Okay. Okay, coordination between the group. Coordination between the group. You have to do better teamwork of clapping for your team members. Okay? You wanted to say something. Same. Okay. Anyone from this side? Okay. So teamwork is essentially, working across different teams, right? Understanding how each team member functions and then catering your message accordingly, right? To ensure that the work that you do is more productive and effective. For example, if you have a team of 3 members, there may be someone who would be really extremely intelligent in terms of solving technical problems. There would be someone who would be extremely intelligent in understanding humans, and there would be someone who's extremely intelligent in understanding data. How do you ensure that you make them coordinate in a manner that the work is productive for each of them is part of teamwork, which means if you're going to give the highly technical person something, a task related to understanding humans, maybe that person will not like it, right? Depending on how that person's mindset is, fixed growth, right? Or maybe even the interest levels. So it's a combination of a lot of things, but teamwork is essentially how do you function together as a team, how to complete some work that is given to you in the most effective and productive manner, okay? And I think, sorry, okay, with that this is over. I thought there was one more. So we're gonna have an activity again. For all of you who hate me because I'm making you do a lot of activity, continue doing that, but we're going to do the activity. Okay, so this is the problem statement you have, okay? You're trying to help your friend complete an assignment which is due in the next 30 minutes and contributes to 50% of the course score, okay? And it's extremely important, otherwise your friend fails and this semester is gone. How would you approach this problem? So what I would like for you to do is, two of you who are sitting together, brainstorm on this problem statement for the next 10 minutes and tell me which are the soft skills, maybe top 2 soft skills that you're going to use to solve for it. And I will randomly pick 2 people to give me the answers, okay? So let's do it for 5 minutes. I'll keep a timer for 5 minutes. Anyone who did not understand? You have to talk to the person sitting next to you, two of you. This is the same problem statement both of you have. So 2.5 minutes, one person speaks, 2.5 minutes, the other person speaks. You identify 2 soft skills that you would be using to solve this problem. Your time starts now. For all of the quiet ones, I'm noticing you, okay? You need to find yourself a partner. And for all of the ones who are not interested also, I'm noticing you. You need to pretend to get the answers. Okay, 1 minute is over. You have 4 more minutes. You guys can also talk amongst yourselves if you want. Anyone who's already done? Okay, I see one hand going up. You need to get your partner to also raise their hands. Only one person can't say I'm done. Okay, 2 groups are done. Okay, okay, 4 groups are done now. Don't worry, you have ample time. I understand everyone functions differently. Some people will get done faster. Yes, yes, I can see your hands going up. You can put your hands down. 2 minutes are over. 3 more minutes. For the people who have finished, yes, I see your hand going up. For the people who have finished, you have to give some bit of leeway to the people who have not yet finished. That's part of the teamwork. If you want to, yes, sure. If you want to rethink your answers, you can. But you have to give time to the people who take time to come at conclusions. That's teamwork. Okay, how many of you have finished? Can you leave your hands up? Like, okay, we have a couple more people. 3 minutes are over. You have 2 more minutes, okay, for people who haven't finished. Yeah, you can put your hands down. We stop in 2 minutes, irrespective of whether you arrive at a conclusion or not, but everyone gets those 2 minutes. Who all are left? Who all are left? Who have not arrived at a conclusion? Put your hands up. Is everyone done? You're left? Yeah, sure, no problem. You have 1 more minute. Who all are left? Okay, I'm pretty much the whole class is almost done, but because I've given 1 more minute, I'm going to honor it. Last 30 seconds. Okay. Last 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. Firstly, give yourselves a huge round of applause for completing this activity. Okay, I want 2 groups to answer how did you go about solving this. Okay, anyone who's not spoken earlier, I see have those gentlemen. Yes, you both? Both of you have to answer. Okay? Okay. Mic isn't working. It's okay. It's working now. Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
My name is Shashi.
Shashi, hi.
MM Marketing, and I have put my smart strategies and problem solving in like having the discussion and putting various strategies to help my friend.
Problem solving, and what did the other thing that what is the other thing?
Smart strategies, like putting my strategies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That may not necessarily be soft skills, but problem solving, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, your name was, you didn't tell me your name and you said 2 things very quickly.
My name is Aditya,
Aditya, hi.
and ma'am, the 2 things were that I said was coordination and teamwork.
Coordination and teamwork. Okay, how exactly do you think could it have helped solve this problem or will help you solve this problem?
Boosting our performance.
Okay.
We will take less time to complete our work.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you very much. You can take a seat. Anyone from this side? I'm sorry, I had picked you both, but these gentlemen answered, so I will move to that side and I'll give the opportunity for you to answer it for some other question. This side, anyone? Yes, you both. Yes, you both. Your names first, okay, please. Before the answers, I want to know your names.
My name is Shivam.
Shivam.
Yeah, my name is Shivam
Hi.
from IB Finance. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. Myself, Sarabjit Singh from Operation Department, BITM.
Okay, your name, sorry, I didn't get your name.
Yeah, myself, Sarabjit Singh.
Sarabjit Singh, okay. Yes, what are your answers?
So,
Ma'am, it is first is communication. The
Okay.
flow is like communication. Then I should have empathy for him,
Okay,
and then critical thinking, and then teamwork.
very nice. Good. Identified 4 skills, good. That's it, together? This is what you, or did you have a different answer?
only one addition, favor.
Favor is not a soft skill, but it's, I mean, barring that, the other things, I accept. Okay? All right, good, great. You can take a seat. Right? So, how did it feel to do this activity? Did you really feel you were in it? Did you really think of a friend who is totally capable of doing this? Yes? And did you really think that soft skills in that area will help this person? Right? This is pretty much what you do in the corporate world as well, right? So in corporate world, what would be happening is, instead of completing an assignment, it would be a client project, which if your friend doesn't complete, he or she gets fired, right? The consequences are bigger. How do you really help your friend to ensure that they're completing their work on time and they're completing it effectively, they're completing it efficiently? So whatever challenges you see here, they're quadrupled by the time they move to the corporate world, right? And the consequences are much, much more serious as compared to what you experience in a much safer environment like a college. So what did you learn? Okay, but you did learn that favor and strategies are not really soft skills, right? Soft skills are more in terms of what you can demonstrate, in terms of the work that you do, in terms of the personality that you bring to the table, okay? All right, so take a look at this job description. It's for a fresher. Tell me, what are the soft skills you can see in this job description? I will highlight them for you, but before I highlight, I want someone to tell me what are the soft skills you see. Growth, okay? Sorry? Mindset, okay? Communication, okay? 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 So if you will closely look, right, while you did talk about growth, and so again, growth, product management, these are more like hard skills, right? Product management and growth are hard skills in the corporate world. Like they belong to the same chain, just like human resources and talent acquisition is. So that's a different type of growth that this person is talking about. It's not related to the growth mindset, right? Analytical mindset, to an extent, not really, again, an extremely, you can't really peg it as a soft skill per se, but verbal and written communication skills, yes, of course. Collaboration. So collaboration or teamwork, again, is a very, very important soft skill that is needed in today's times, okay? Let's do another experiment, sorry, another example. Soft skills. Empathy, okay? Louder. Commitment, okay? Understanding, decision making, okay? Empathy, okay? So let's see what all are here. Interpersonal skills, right? Interpersonal skills are sometimes interchangeably used with communication skills, but interpersonal skills go beyond that. It's more, it's not just about how you communicate, but in terms of how do you react in certain situations. How are you with respect to your colleagues? How do you kind of work alongside with them, or how do you work alongside with your leaders, your peers, your subordinates, right? It's more behavioral in nature. Then of course, empathy, integrity, and commitment. Of course, I've put student success, but like essentially these three. Soft skills. Lead generation is actually not a soft skill. Lead generation is a very marketing term. Storytelling, okay. Okay, attention to detail can also be a soft skill, yes. Okay. Sorry? Teamwork, okay. Growth mindset, okay, wait, where do we see growth mindset? Okay, we do. Last, okay, okay. Strong communication, storytelling skills, coachability, grit, and growth mindset. And then someone did say attention to detail. Attention to detail, again, can be, it's in the middle. It's like analytical skills, right? It's a hard skill, but at the same time, it can be a soft skill. So it's somewhere in between. It can't be pegged exactly as a soft skill, okay? All right. All this GAN is okay, yeah, corporate resilience is needed, this is needed, that is needed, these are the different skills, etc. Everything is great, but like how do you really build it in real life, right? How do you really face such situations and how do you really come out of them on the other side, going through that pain, going through that rejection, right? So, these are some of the ways. Again, these are recommended ways. You may choose, you may not choose to do them. That is entirely your choice. But these are some ways in which you can build that resilience muscle of yours, right? Journaling your emotions. You may journal about your day. You know, I don't know how many of you do journaling. Do you do journaling? Do you understand what journaling is? Yes? Okay, so for those of you who are uninitiated, you don't know what journaling is. Journaling is basically you have a diary. During our times, we used to have a secret diary. But in today's times, you have a diary which may or may not have prompts. And you note down with respect to how you're feeling each day, right? So it can be about your feelings. It can be about certain tasks you need to complete. It can be about how you want your day to be. It can be with a very positive affirmation quote that you want to start off with. So this is more about journaling your emotions. How are you feeling today? Or how are you feeling in a certain moment? If you're angry, are you able to bring yourself to write that, yes, I am angry because someone I liked said no to me, right? Or, yes, I'm very happy because today I could buy something for my parents, which my parents didn't have for a really long time, right? So this is basically journaling your own emotions. Practicing active listening. How many of you understand what active listening is? Okay, so if I were to summarize what did I speak till now, can you explain back to me in 5 sentences? Would you be able to do that? Okay, how many of you confidently said yes? Okay, number of hands are going a little down. Why don't you tell me what, summarized in 5 sentences, what did I really talk about? Behind the gentleman, the lady. Green, yes. Your name. Did I ask you earlier? I've forgotten. Neha. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, huge round of applause for her. You can take a seat. Right? That's pretty much what most of us get. 90% of it vanishes into the air. The 10%, the keywords, that's what your brain absorbs. Oh, she spoke about soft skills. Oh, she spoke about corporate resilience. She's now speaking about building corporate resilience muscle, right? Active listening goes a little bit more than that. This is more about the ideas that appeal to you, that kind of get registered in your mind, and you're able to almost replicate what you heard, right? Now that, while it's an important skill, but it may not come naturally, because not what everyone says appeals to you. Like, not what everything that I'm saying is appealing to everyone in this class, and that's perfectly all right, right? But if you want to succeed in the corporate world, you have to be more of an active listener, whether you like it or not. Like, I being in human resources, I may not exactly like what finance team has to say with respect to numbers. I may not practice my active listening there. But as a professional who needs to understand how her business functions, and that is why what finance is saying is important, I will have to slowly develop that muscle, which means I have to listen to things that I don't like and see how much of it can I absorb. I have to challenge myself, right? So that is how you practice active listening, by listening to things that usually you would like to avoid. But once you start listening, you start understanding how much of it can you really, really absorb. Reframing failures. Oh, I'm a failure. My God, I cannot succeed in this. This is which mindset? Fixed mindset. What does the growth mindset say? I will try again. I'm a failure till now. Or I'm not a successful person yet. Right? If I try and retry, I can get up and I can reach to wherever I want to be. Right? So reframing failures. How do you reframe failure? Oh, that company rejected me. For now, I will find something better. And maybe, who knows, I will again join that company at a time when both of our stars align. Right? That is reframing failures for yourself, because for sure, once you step out of the steps of this college, you're going to see more failures than ever. And trust me on that. Seeking feedback. How many of us seek feedback? Okay, can you tell me, how do you seek feedback? Yes, you. Yeah. What is your way of seeking feedback? Hi, Karishma. Okay. 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 Anyone else? How do you seek feedback? Okay, so feedback can be in multiple ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be only the words that are spoken to you. It can also be the unspoken words. Like you walk into a room, someone really leaves that room. That is also feedback. That means they really don't like you. The reason you're not able to do that at this moment is because you have to sit for this mandatorily. But if I made this optional and I saw some of you leaving, I would know this is not working for you, right? So feedback can be both with respect to words and with respect to what's unspoken, with respect to your body language. There'll be certain people you'll see and you'll be like, that is also feedback, right? So you have to constantly seek feedback, especially if you want to become good at something. You have to start looking at those signs. It may be that, that person from that class is really a genius at this. And that may be something that you're aspiring to be. That means it's feedback that probably you should go and speak with that person to figure out how to better your craft, right? And you have to do it keeping your emotions aside. You cannot be like, oh, how can that person be better than me? No. Feedback is for you. You want to be a better version for yourselves. Leave aside whoever is better than you at whatever. It doesn't matter to you. You have to be a better version of yourself with each passing day. That is what you should aspire towards. Okay, so college to corporate, what really changes? So expectations in college versus at workplace. What do you expect in a college? What are the 3-4 key things that you expect in college? High package, okay, wow. Fun, okay. Network, okay. Friends, okay. Placement, okay. Campus life. I hope all the professors and teachers present in this room are listening to what your students, they're giving feedback, okay? Sorry? Academics. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what was said there. Okay. Networking, okay. Okay, and what are your expectations from a corporate world? Money, package? Experience, work culture. Yeah. Okay. Work-life balance, okay. Overall development, work from... See how the switch just flipped. Suddenly your expectations from college are like way different from what you would expect from the corporate world, right? So let's take a look at what really changes. What are your key focus areas? So these become your areas of focus in the corporate world. Deadlines. None of what you said. Deadlines. Accountability. Are you someone who's reliable enough to get the job done? Or is there another fresher in the market who can get that job done with more accountability? Right? Feedback. Are you someone who's good with taking feedback? Are you someone who's good at acting on that feedback, recognizing feedback? Are you someone who's bold enough to also give feedback? Right? Communication styles, right? How are you as a person who communicates? Are you an effective communicator? Do you get your message across? Do you not get your message across? And then teamwork. How do you work? Say, for example, you're the only person from India in the team, and rest all are from other countries. One is from Japan, one is from China, one is from US, one is from UK. How do you really build teamwork with these kind of ethnicities with whom you would have never interacted in life, but you are required to you in your current role, right? So these become your key areas of focus. It's got nothing to do with high package, work-life balance, work from home. All these are your expectations. But that is not the expectation of the corporate. The corporate is expecting you to be adept at these 5 key soft skills, primarily, for you to be able to perform your job well. Now you will have to sit and look at yourself and think, am I really fulfilling this criteria? Because it doesn't matter what you expect. You have to always think, what is it that the other person expects? Because they have that leverage to give you the job, right? You are seeking the job from them. They are giving you that job. Okay, so call to action, right? Learn one soft skill. How do you learn one soft skill? Through a variety of things, right? You can talk to your friends, you can read articles, you can look at a YouTube video, but you have to learn and then you have to start practicing it, right? Practice it in your internships, societies, clubs, wherever you find the opportunity, practice it. For example, say public speaking is a soft skill you want to pick up, right? You need to practice it. If you have a Toastmasters club, you have to go there, you have to practice it. Unless you practice it, you won't really become a public speaker, right? In your mind, you may be the top notch, but whether people think that you're top notch or not is what matters. That's the same thing that matters in the corporate world. You may think you're a great marketing person, but unless the other people from your team and the other departments say, oh my God, no one can do a job as best as this person does, you are a nobody, and that's a fact. And that's a fact which is applicable even to me at this stage of my career as well, right? Embrace failure as a feedback mechanism without letting your emotions get in the way, right? Whatever feedback you're getting, someone says your resume looks pathetic, that's also feedback. Now, instead of taking it personally, that why did that person call it pathetic, you may as well as want to ask, what makes you think it is pathetic? Which parts of my resume you don't like? The moment you flip the questions, you ask more nuanced questions, the other person is bound to give you more truthful answers which will be useful for yourself, right? And again, not comparing yourself with someone else in that whole process. Being comfortable in who you are, bettering yourself day by day, right? And I think we are towards the end of this particular session. So these are some of the resources to help build the resilience muscle. So you can watch some TED Talks on YouTube, any topic that you like. That is why I have not prescribed any specific TED Talk, because everyone's interests vary. Personality tests like MBTI, right? I'm not sure if you've taken these personality tests, but Myers-Briggs, I've forgotten the full form, but this one is a really, really good free resource that is available. You can Google it. You can just Google MBTI 16 type of personalities. Then books like Ikigai, Emotional Intelligence, so on and so forth. There are several different topics. If you're someone who really loves, who wants to build your finance muscle, you may read different kinds of books. If you're someone who is lacking on discipline, you may want to read books like Atomic Habits, right? So it depends on what your choice is. These are just references I've given you. And always remember, that tech can do the tasks, but only humans can connect. How much ever dating advice you may take from ChatGPT, in the end, unless a human comes and tells you that you matter, no matter how much a ChatGPT can make it flowery, you won't feel satisfied. You want a human to tell you the same thing, to give you a pat on your back, to give you a small hug and say, hey friend, it's okay, we failed, but we'll again restart from tomorrow, right? So tech can only do tasks, but only humans can connect. And the power that you are seeking is in you. You don't have to seek it anywhere else. It is inside you. You just need to realize what you're capable of achieving, what is your true potential. Thank you. Yeah. Please raise your hands if you thought you had walked in with an expectation this won't be as great and you actually felt it was good. And again, honest show of hands. I don't want everyone to raise, but thank you very much. This is good validation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful session. In that spirit, I would now like to invite Deepali ma'am from Arts team to present a token of memento to Deepti ma'am in recognition of her valuable time and thoughtful leadership. I would now like to invite Junior Student Manager Siddhant Jha from Marketing to step forward and present a token of our appreciation to Deepti ma'am in recognition of her valuable time and thoughtful leadership.
And now to bring this distinguished session to a graceful and dignified close, may I now invite Junior Student Manager Prathamesh Mahajan to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing team and the entire university community.
Thank you, Aditya and Reni. Jai Hind, everyone. I am Prathamesh Mahajan, Junior Student Manager at BIM HRD, specializing in marketing. It is truly an honor for me to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Sri Balaji University, Pune, and the entire group of institutions. A heartfelt thank you to our esteemed guest, Ms. Deepti KS Ma'am, People and Cultural Business Partner in Urban Company, Bangalore, for gracing us with a presence and searching valuable insights. Your words were not only inspiring, but also deeply thoughtful, offering us practical perspective and clarity for our journey ahead. As we reflect on your talk, here are few key points that holds special relevance for us student managers, such as soft skills are superpower for success. Don't look back, keep moving forward. And ma'am also highlighted some important soft skills like empathy, adaptability, conflict resolution, communication, growth mindset, and teamwork. Ma'am, your present made this event significantly more impactful. Your journey and wisdom have left a lasting impression on us. As we close, let's carry forward the spirit of today with the appreciation and purpose. Wishing you all a great day ahead. Thank you, everyone.
Wait, students.